it. Talk to myself. That's all this camera's. Who am I talking to? Well, I guess if you're listening. This camera's just demonstrated that I just talk to myself a lot. Maybe it's because I'm lonely. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just crazy. Probably a little bit of both.
nightmare. They have sectioned off one lot where all Ubers show up, and all people have to walk to this lot from wherever the fuck you were. You have to walk a half a mile to this fucking lot, or take a bus there.
Good.
And there is no way anyone's getting an Uber from LAX. They are trying to kill Uber in LAX. Not the town cars. Town cars can pull up.
Because of that horseshoe fucking design.
Yeah.
That they just keep doubling down on. They just keep stacking it up. It's the worst fucking design.
It's the worst
ever.
fucking design.
No, have you ever seen the VIP way to get in there?
Are you talking about the one on the other side of the airport?
$4,500 just for a membership, and then it's like $2,700 on the way out and on the way back.
Yep.
Plus your first class ticket. It costs you like 10 grand.
We took it.
You did?
Hold on. We did it for a helicopter. To take a helicopter to Burbank, you can use that facility for $1,000. So it's $1,500 to get a helicopter from here to Burbank, and then $1,000.
Is that Orbit Air?
I don't know. I'm not certain. But you get on the plane, you get off the plane, and someone meets you, like a concierge meets you at the plane, and then drives you. Like,
you walk down those steps.
You walk down the steps.
That way,
you get in a Range Rover. They drive you across the tarmacs to the other side. That place is through the fucking roof. I mean, it's gorgeous, beautiful facilities. We were doing it. I was doing it because we were taking a helicopter, and I was like, fuck, $1,000. I'm never gonna get to go there.
I thought you wouldn't fly in a helicopter. Because you was like, it's one bolt.
Yeah, no, I did it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, all of aviation is one bolt.
I did it because I wanted to shoot a promo video for some dates that I needed to sell tickets on. So I figured I was going to make fun of Joe Coy and all these guys driving and flying private jets. I was like, who's flying home in a helicopter? It is a 7-minute flight for $1,500. It's one of the coolest flights I've ever taken. You are literally 20 feet above the ocean, just. Then he cuts over the 405 and just tracks it for a little bit. He's like, take a look at the traffic. It's 6 o'clock. It is slam packed. He's like, come on. And then cuts this way, and he is down. It is a 7-minute flight, and you're like, all I can think is that was the quickest way I've pissed away $1,500 in my life. But I was only home for 15 hours, and I was like, and you know, when your brain start going, I'm not gonna fucking wait. I'm not gonna spend an hour and a half in traffic when I have 15 hours home. My kids are gonna be asleep. I won't even see them. I'll wake up. They'll go to school. I won't even see them. So I took the helicopter. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life.
Yeah.
I've been
trying to tell you that, dude, forever. I did that flight the other day.
Did you?
I did a 3-hour flight. And one of the things I came down the coast of Malibu over the Palos Verdes, not Palos Verdes, I came down, what was it called? Pacific Palisades.
Yeah.
And you stay out of Santa Monica's airspace and all that. That's my thing. Like, I love looking at like all the great lights. I can show you like some of the sickest. You look at some of the pictures, especially when it rains out here. When you go up into you go like north of Santa Barbara, and you get to the hills. It looks like you're in Ireland.
Sweet. How hard is it to get a helicopter right after it rains? Are all the helicopters rented? It's like the prettiest time to fly, right?
No, not really. No, people just fly all the time. It's not like that. It's just what's great about right after it rains. Because anytime you look out, it's really clear.
Yeah.
Clear air usually means there's some sort of wind, there's turbulence, because it's blowing all the haze and all the crap out of there. So the more hazy it is, the smoother the air is, which is sort of, you know, it's just like life. You always got to pay a price. So the greatest thing ever is after it rains out here, is it knocks down all that dust and all of that shit, and then if there's no wind that day, if you're flying, like LA's one of the most beautiful things you'll ever fly over. It's gorgeous. It has some of the most beautiful homes, and just as far as the topography, the stuff that you can see, like, I mean, you can literally, like, if you leave out of Burbank and you just sort of go like northwest, I mean, you just leave civilization and you're just fucking out over. I know one time we landed like in the middle of this field, and I don't know what got killed out there as far as an animal.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty decent sized skeleton. And it was just sort of littered all over the place. Yeah, we were like, oh my God, did we stumble upon this serial killer or whatever? But we were just in this fucking green field. And then, like, if you're with somebody that's like into Hollywood and shit, like, we flew over and he goes, look at this hill here. You see this hill?
Where
Just one of the pilots over there that I fly with. And he goes, this hill right here is where Little House on the Prairie where that little girl would run down the hill and would fall down. I'm like, this is where they drove all the way out here back then. I was like, yeah, they shot
We were somewhere in Malibu the other day, and they go, see that hill? I go, yeah. They go, that's the Paramount Hill. And I went, what? He's like, yeah, on the other side, that's where they shot all the Paramount movies. That's the hill. And we were like, do you know there's a lake in Malibu? Lake Malibu? It's like, oh, dude.
I just see.
You must have seen beautiful fucking houses flying.
Oh no, there's weird ones too. There's one, a guy has a house. He was like living with the Flintstones, and he really made like the stone house. And now he doesn't live there. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It just sits on top of the hill. There's another person who's really into airplanes and took old parts from like the 747 and made it into like a house. And like there's a big, like the wing is like this crazy deck that goes out like a triangle. Then there's just like in like Santa Barbara and in Malibu, there are just houses along the ocean that you're like, that's a resort, right? And then no, that's just one guy's house. It's like, what the fuck did that person do? What did they do? Yeah, you go up to Santa Barbara, you see like fucking Oprah's house. Oprah's house is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like the amount of land that is just around.
When you went to buy a house, did you take a helicopter up and look at? Did you ever look at houses that way? Because I would have done that in a heartbeat. So I was looking for land when we went to buy a new house. I wanted land more than anything, and I wanted to get up in a helicopter and just find a parcel of land.
Why don't you come up with it? I'll fly with an instructor.
Then no one's going to write that obituary as Bill Burr dies with opening act. We'll do it again.
You can do like just some of the stuff that you see. You fly by the fucking Reagan Ranch. Fucking library, yeah, you fucking dive down in, you look at the fucking Air Force One, do it all the time. Probably shouldn't say it, but yeah, do it all the time. And then when you get up by Camarillo Airport, which is so amazing, where it's basically where the valley stops, is the elevation goes up, it's Conejo grade, and then it just drops down and into like Oxnard and all of that, and it goes right out to the ocean. And you get out, and then the marine layer comes in. You gotta make sure you stay underneath that, but like
really,
it's fucking wild, dude. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then there's like, I mean, it's endless. There's times there's a military base up there. I remember one time I was flying down, and they were telling me they were letting me transition through, and they just let you know, there's whatever the fuck they say. There's 2 planes coming in. I was like, I can only see one. And the guy with me laughs and goes, just watch. And I just see this guy, this fucking whatever, cruising and flying in. At the last second, I realized there was 2 because they fly so close together. So then when they come in for a landing, these hard turns, one lands and the other one is like, I have to like cover him, stays above him, and then fucking moves back around. And I'm in my little egg beater like that. He's like flying like, what the fuck?
I mean, would you want to fly in one of those F-15s, like in the back seat?
I've never been into speed. Those guys always try to make you puke. It's just like, I don't want to be inverted puking on myself.
Yeah, I don't want to be inverted.
I always feel like that's their sport, which I think is really Bush League. You know what I mean? It'd be like me calling you up on stage and having a fucking joke off, as I've been doing stand-up for like fucking 30 years. So
I have no interest in throwing
I would like the Red Bull guy. I met one of those Red Bull helicopters.
Oh, the guys that do the stunt pilots?
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I watched this guy take off. I couldn't fucking. It was like watching a spaceship. Yeah. The level of power that this thing has. Like, usually, before I go to take off, it's left, right. You're kind of making sure like that, right? Make sure my tail's clear and all that shit, and then you just go like that. This guy has to do all of that shit and then look like that. Because this fucking guy was like on the ground, and then he was like, like 1,000 feet in the air. It felt like in 3 seconds. I mean, I was like, if I was in that thing, I just like your stomach all the way down to your ankles. It was unbelievable, the power.
I would like to do the Top Gun stuff where they go in the canyons and like that one seems like it would be fun. But I don't really care about that.
You just got to make sure you're with somebody that is going to look at it first, make sure there's no wires, and then there's also another fucking thing where I don't really fly a lot. Occasionally I'll fly a 44 that has hydraulics.
Yeah.
The 22 that I fly, it's literally like it's like a car with a power steering. You really have to fly back. The main road is really short, so it's fucking swirly. But that's why I have most of my hours, so it feels normal to me. And when I get in anything else, it feels like a Cadillac. I'm like, oh my god, this thing flies itself. So there's a thing with hydraulics. I forget what it's called though. But if you were to fly And if you were making like serious inputs, like slam like that, what can happen is, I don't know, something with the liquid or whatever, it gets stuck here. And what you have to do, and you don't have enough strength to pull it back, so what you have to do is you got to chill and let it sort of fucking whatever reset, and then you can go back. So there was some fucking idiot doing that in the Grand Canyon with a whole bunch of people, and it got stuck. And the fucking rock face was like over.
We took a
Fucking over. So make sure if you're gonna go out with somebody who's gonna do some shit like that, it's like there's a fine line between having fun and then being a YouTube video.
We went to what's the thing in it's not Sao Paulo, in Brazil, the mother, the statue like this, you know, the statue in Brazil?
Mary.
Yeah, the Virgin Mary or whatever. We took a helicopter up there, and then we're up there, we're circling it, and then the guy just went out over, like, now we're, I don't know, about 10,000 feet, I'm guessing.
Instantly, yeah.
And just hovered, just didn't move, just stayed still, and we're just dangling. And I had never had more panic. And he was like, it didn't speak any English, and I was like, we're ready to go down. He's like, no. And he just waited there, and we were just hanging in the sky, and I was like, Mom.
Yeah, he was fine. I don't like doing that.
I don't like doing it.
I still don't like doing that.
Yeah, I just sitting there.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And there's a thing, if you're pulling too much power, you can actually start to get into your own wash, and you start going down, and then your instinct is to pull more power, which creates more wash. It's called settling with power. And then you just then it's like you go down an elevator shaft. But all you have to do is you lower the collective, you gently push the cyclic forward, and then you go back into cleaner air.
I like that the one thing I'm terrified you know how to get us out of. We should do that. We should go up. I'd love to go on a helicopter ride. Can I drink?
No.
Why?
I talked to the FAA.
Wait, the FAA won't let me drink?
Yeah, no.
Why?
Well, they just don't want some fucking drunk idiot like you with flip-flops, and you can be...
What if I put on a straight jacket?
But you could basically reach out, I don't know, maybe because, I don't know why that is, but maybe because you can just sort of reach up and grab something or something fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Well, just when you're in something smaller, I just don't think they want somebody shit. You get shit-faced on a fucking DC-10 where you can't break down the cockpit door without an axe. Yeah. I think that's...
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do. I want to do fucking edibles. That's exactly what I'm going to do. No.
No, what you should see is like, what I love about helicopters is it's like what we give up in speed, the shit that you can do.
Yeah.
Like we landed, after we flew there, we went to Malibu. There's this place where he always drops people off or whatever. We just went after this scenic thing, like the sun was going down and all that. So dude, let's check this out. So he had me landed on this hill out. I guess it's the Malibu. There's a picnic table there and shit. So he went to me and helped me make sure you get away from that thing and all that. So come right in over the trail, and then there's a little flat rock. He just set it down, and he just on top of Malibu, just looking out at the fucking ocean. It's unbelievable. It's just like, I can't believe I get to just do this. And then he's like, you want to shut it down and hang? I was like, no, I gotta go. So just lift up, just I'm gonna go down the coast, get a little lower, just have fun or whatever. Like, it's amazing. It's fucking amazing. It really is amazing. So like,
I'll do it. Let's do it.
All right, that's it.
That's
Thank
it.
you again for watching the Bill
Bird Podcast.
it's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, February fucking 17th. What's going on? How are you?
I'm an idiot.
Ah, Jesus. Oh, busy Bill. What's he gonna do now? Fucking sitting in a car while my lovely daughter is in one of her classes with her mother. So this is the only time of day I have. This is a day off out here. I don't know if you guys get the holiday. Is this MLK Day? Is this President's Day? Is this Flags Day? Huh? It's some day, and I got today off. But you know what? You know, when you're a parent, for all you non-parents out there, if I could just talk down to you for a second about how difficult my life is, because I made the conscious choice to become a parent, and now I'm gonna lecture you as if you made the decision that I became a parent. Is there anything worse than listen to these fucking asshole parents talking, you know, how hard it is and how deep it is and how much they love their kids? You know, not saying I don't do it, but Jesus Christ, I should be allowed. Everybody else shouldn't be. In my world, I'm allowed to bitch. Nobody else is. You know, isn't that how it works? Well, is it? Well, this is gonna suck because it's gonna eventually get fucking hotter and hotter in this goddamn car as I'm running my mouth. So that's just, you know what? It's just something I'm gonna have to deal with. This is just one of the sacrifices you make when you become a parent. So, oh fuck, somebody's calling me. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. 1 hour. That's what that means I'm calling you back in an hour. And if you don't know what that means, you don't call me enough, and we're not really friends. You know, I just feel like as a parent, if I'm doing a podcast, people should respect how tired I am. You know what kills me? Is fucking Leonardo DiCaprio already made a movie called Blood Diamond. Okay, so people saw how hard people are really working. Yet they still bitch about being parents, like they're out there with one fucking arm digging shiny rocks out of a fucking hill. You're not, all right? You're listening to kid music over and over and over again. It drives you a little crazy. It's about it, but you got all your limbs, right? You've been listening to this French CD, you know, on like a loop. My kid knows all the fucking words. Go to, what is it? Is c'est bon en season, so déguisé, or something like that. Something about the disguises. I don't know what the fuck it is. Au pas français, au Cameroon, au pas français. Yeah, you listen to them a lot of times, and that's hard. You know, I know getting blood diamonds out of the fucking side of a hill, inside a hill, with one arm, and not making any money, right? Or maybe stealing it somehow, and then I can't say that because then I'll ruin the movie. All right, let's plow ahead, shall we? I know I did some things this week. I just can't remember what. I've been working so much. I did Flappers last night out in Burbank. I'm going to be there again tonight, running my hour, because I've been really busy, and I have a bunch of shows up in Vancouver. And you know what? I got to tell you something. I have a tremendous respect for all the stuck-up cunts up there in Vancouver who want to act like they're in some sort of European city when they're really not. All right, they're really in some cow town that they put some skyscrapers in, and then, you know, because they're near the water, they feel like they're cultured. Okay, so I don't need them and their snarky reviews coming at me. So, you know, I did some, I fucking riffed this thing about beautiful women the other night, and it killed. And then last night I tried to do it, and it felt flattered in my fucking ass on a Sunday, whatever that means. So that was a little disappointing. But the other shit is really working out for me, and I don't know where my act is right now. I had this whole new fucking act, and now I added a couple other things, and all this shit that I thought was part of my new act just got sent down the fucking river. I did like a little over an hour last night. I feel like I did 4 subjects, you know, because I've always been a long-winded hack. But anyway, I'm going to run my hour again tonight at Flappers. Not sure if there's any tickets left, but it's going to be a good time, and I'll be ready to go come Thursday, Friday, and I think Saturday. I don't know what to do. You know what's killing me is my Boston Bruins, who picked up 4 points this weekend. They beat somebody, and I watched the game, and I have such a dad brain, I can't even remember who the fuck they played. I watched the middle of the second period until the end of the game, and I watched the Flyers play Tampa Bay. That was a fun game. And then, what else did I? And then the Bruins beat the Rangers. That's right. Well, they're also playing Vancouver. They got a little West Coast road trip coming up. And the day after my gig, they're gonna be in Vancouver. Now, the old me, before I became a parent, I would have stayed. But you know, as a parent, you have to make sacrifices. I've already been to a home game in Vancouver Canucks. I've already seen Bruins games. I've seen Bruins games on the road. Just do the math. Or do I want to go home and ride bikes with my kid? You know, it's a no-brainer. Then she'll take a nap and I'll watch the fucking game. Perfect. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, has what's his face got his 40th goal yet? Huh? 88 there in the Bruins. Why can't I remember anything this morning? Who's on our first line? Marshawn. Pasternak. David Pasternak. Jesus Christ. Has he got his 40th yet? He was stuck on 39 for a couple of games, you know? Can I be an out-of-shape fucking sports writer now and ask him what's going on? Does he think he's going to stop at 39? I mean, March is coming up. Do you think he'll make 50? If you make 50, what's the bonus in your contract? I think players should be able to opt out of fucking post-game interviews. You know, I think the league ought to lighten up on selling the game, all right? The game is sold. We're all there. Half the people in the crowd are dressing like they're playing at the fucking game, right? For God's sakes.
Dude, that dude, I was signaling for so long. That dude wouldn't let me in.
It's just sarcastically answer the questions.
Fucking guy, dude.
Like I saw this one.
People, man.
You know, you got out.
They don't let people into it, your lanes.
22. Can you explain it? He said, well, you know, basically, you know, the ball hit the cylinder and you jump up and you reach and you grab the ball and you pull it down. You know, if the other team does that more times than you, then they get more rebounds. It's tremendous. Tremendous. You're going to fucking sit there and ask a stupid question. You should get that sort of a sarcastic response. I feel, in my world, that's what I believe. Yesterday, me and Bert Kreischer, I got tickets to the Wildcats versus the Renegades, the XFL game, and I don't think we could have had a better time. The fucking road over there, pulled in right as the game was starting. You know, they played in that little ass stadium at the San Diego Chargers. I think they're finally moving out of the one down there in Carson, Los Angeles, whatever the fuck it is. And, oh man, we had a great time. We had a great fucking time. I didn't get any souvenirs. Somebody took my fucking Wildcats towel by the time I got to my seat. Oh God, here comes the cops. Here comes the boys in blue pulling by my car. I got a microphone and headset on. Is this illegal? Am I a reporter? Let's see if he sees me. Does he see me? No, he doesn't. He was looking the other way. All right, so we went to that fucking game, and it was just weird. I've never been to the first game, home game, of a team, of a brand new league, their first home game ever. It's fucking hilarious because you don't know any of the players' names. There's no history. There's no rivalry. So I just started cheering like I was a diehard fan, but like, you know, since the beginning of the game. So I just kept saying shit like, you know, when they were losing, that they didn't score a touchdown for the first 3 quarters. I was like, Jesus Christ, how many quarters do we have to put up with this? I mean, gee, it's been 90 minutes of this. I'm sick of it. This is what I'm paying for. I was surprised by how many people around me didn't get what I was doing. But, you know, then I kept making fun of the guys. If you go to an XFL game, you got to make fun of that ref with the red hat. Because I still don't know what it's for. So I was just, hey, what's your red hat for? Hey, red hat! Red hat is the mic! Red hat's the mic! It was actually somebody who recognized me at the game. He goes, hey, Burr, shut up. I don't know what happens when I go to a sporting event. Even stone sober, I just become a fucking asshole. I had a great time, too. When it came down to crunch time, I was calling out plays, you know. Red right 88! Red right 88! 64 horsepower trap! See if anybody would get it. We had a fucking great time. And great fucking fans. The fans were fucking hilarious. A lot of people boozed up. They were fun. They just got into it. Oh, and then like the Wildcats were down, right? And they were trying to get us to do this. You know, you make an X with your claw. Let claws out. You know, they always got to be a little hip hoppy about it too. Yo, shout out to all the Wildcats out there. Claws out. Yo, you in Carson, son. Like, everybody's got to act like they're fucking. They did a little jail time and didn't get raped. You know that vibe. Everybody's got to act like they're fucking tough. It was a little bit of that. The players thing, if I could have some suggestions with the league, the players are amped up. They're not professionals when it comes to speaking in a microphone. They're football players, so they're going to start yelling. When they do, hold the microphone away from their mouths, like I just did. They don't seem to do that. They just blow out your fucking eardrums. But our seats were like in the sun, you know, and I'm a fair-skinned ginger over here. So I spent the first half, you know, with my hoodie over my head, and I was like, all right, let's go stand up in the shade. And then that's when it became a good time. We started meeting all these people. Bert Kreischer was getting recognized right and left. People asking me to take a picture of the two of them. It was fucking great. Bert can't hide. That's what I noticed about Bert. Bert is very recognizable, you know? The second he steps out, I don't know what it is, but we found Bert Kreischer's people there at the XFL games. And we just stood up there and we were just, you know, we were cheering, just acting like idiots. They got the wave going, which I thought was hilarious. They should do the wave. I would never do the wave in an NFL game, but in an XFL game, I love it. Okay? This isn't the NFL. Why don't we do all of this shit? You know what fucking pissed me off is they're allowed to make 2 forward passes as long as you're still behind the line of scrimmage. You know? I don't know why. And they were going, then this is just going to open up the offensive playbook. And you know what I saw yesterday? I saw 2 coaches trying to get a ride in the NFL. That's what I saw. All right? And Bert Kreischer said it. He said, you know, what they should be doing, they should just be fucking throwing bombs. That's what the AFL did. They opened the game up. Who has ever designed, in the history of football, who has ever designed a 2 forward pass play? Nobody. Because it's not legal. Unless it was legal back in the crazy Lake Johnson days, but nobody remembers it. You could be a fucking pioneer. You could be the Bill Belichick of the XFL. Design a fucking play that looks like a sweep. I mean, it's really just a halfback option. The thing that I don't like is that you have to do it behind the line of scrimmage. You don't be fucking able to just open the game up, as if you could throw a forward pass wherever the fuck you were. So then you hit a guy, right? He catches the ball and he's running. Now the other guy covering the other guy wants to peel off and help with the fucking tackle, but he can't because his guy will then become open. And then the other guy's running. Does he have the intestinal fortitude as the 2 defensive back close in up to throw back against his body across the field? That also opens up for an interception. He's not a quarterback. I guess if he did that, it would just become too crazy. I don't know, but I just feel like a bunch of people over in Europe. You're actually describing fucking who gives a fuck rules football? I'm sure I am. I'm sure you have a bunch of shit to say to me because I live in a better country than yours. Yeah, we're bankrupt. All right, we're fat. Okay, it was built on slavery and genocide. But when you take that off of the table, what do you have? You have the land of the home of the free and the brave. We got plains. You want plains? We got plains. You want mountains? We got that shit. You want lakes? You want rivers? What do you want? You want a couple of black bears, brown bears, whatever the fuck you want? We got all that shit. We have all of that shit. And we make the best music. We make the best blue jeans. We make the best fucking movies. You know it's true. And by we, when I talk about the arts, specifically music, I'm taking credit as a white person. As if black people didn't help us. Tremendously. You know, we kick your ass in the Olympics. Shout out to black people. Summer Olympics, that is. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Our Olympics are kind of segregated, huh? I'm an athlete. You're white. All right. Put on some mittens. You're gonna be at the Winter Olympics. I know how to throw a javelin. Get the fuck out of here, whitey. All right. I didn't think that my life would come to this, that I'd be sitting alone in a car that's rapidly heating up, screaming into a fucking microphone with a windsock on it, even though I don't have the windows down. I really didn't think that it was going to come to this, but evidently it did. But you know what? I just had one of those fucking weeks. I had a great fucking week, and then someone just had to be a cunt. You know? Now, part of it is on me. I gotta drink some water here, people, so I don't pass out from fucking dehydration. You know, each year, over 29 podcasters die recording their podcast inside of a rented Prius with the windows up. Okay? Now, if they're just doing a half-hour episode, they have a 37% more chance of surviving. Okay? I'm not saying that they're not going to walk away with some sort of brain damage. I just want you people to know the risks that I'm taking for your own free entertainment as a parent. I'll tell you, there's a lot of drinks out there, but is there anything better than ice-cold tap water? You know? That is the greatest fucking drink ever. Fuck all these goddamn deliveries. Okay? I will take my water out of the tap. I will boil it. I will watch a third of it go away into the air. I will watch a rain cloud develop in my fucking kitchen. Okay? When it reaches the saturation point, I will then stick the pot underneath it, and then I will drink that pure rainwater out of the pot that still has the pollution in it. Just making the whole thing a waste of time. More of a science experiment. All right. This is what pissed me off, okay? I sent out a tweet. A harmless little tweet. I know what you're thinking. The second I say a harmless tweet, you're like, oh God, what white chick who decided to stop shaving her clam got upset? It's not one of those. I don't shave my privates. Now, you know that I'm smart and I'm making a good point. I don't care what's going on down there. Or up there. Anyways, I said, was going to get a breakfast burrito, went with the oatmeal and fruit anyway. Crucial old man decision. # no nap before noon. And the amount of shit that I got. Actually, there's more protein in a breakfast burrito if you knew anything about nutrition. Blah, 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 and all this type of shit. Let me fucking tell you fucking internet cunts something, all right? Nobody knows what the fuck they're eating at this point. Okay, you can debate what group it's in, blah, 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 and blah, 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 and all of that fucking bullshit. You have no fucking idea what was in that chicken unless you raised it. Okay? If you didn't raise the chicken, if you weren't rubbing that pig's belly before you fucking slaughtered the thing, I don't want to hear a fucking word out of you. You don't know what they sprayed on your broccoli. I don't give a fuck what farmer's market you go. I don't give a shit if it says organic. I don't give a fuck. You don't know what you're eating either, so shut the fuck up. I do know this. If I eat a breakfast burrito, it's like fucking Ken Patera put me in a sleeper hole. All right? I'm sorry. Who used to do that? It wasn't Ken Patera. Ken Patera. Would he lift you over the head, or was that Tony Atlas? Wait a second. Who used to put you to sleep? Adrian Adonis. Adorable Adrian, right? He used to put you to sleep, and he'd go, good night, Irene, and then fucking put you in a sleeper hole. That's right. But if I eat a bowl of oatmeal, I feel light, I have energy. This guy's was sitting there. I'm so sick of people being afraid of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates don't make you fat. What makes you fat is fucking taking in more calories than you burn, you dumb cunt. You know, eggs are not all bad, they're not all good. Everything, it's how you fucking use it, right? If you just did heroin once a month, I'm sure it's fine. Once a month, as long as you didn't get a hot shot, I think you'd be okay. Isn't that right, sir? I gotta let some air in here. Ah, Jesus. Oh my God, that feels wonderful. Can you imagine if I get fun? You know what would be fucking hilarious? Is normally, this part of the city, I'd be worried about getting mugged. But for some reason, because I'm recording a podcast, I feel like you people who are listening but aren't actually here, I feel safer. Oh my God. Tremendous, tremendous, tremendous. Thank you. All right. Excuse me, sir. You know, I was watching this fucking... So anyways, getting back to that shit. All right, I don't want to hear a fucking word of anybody about what the hell I eat. If I eat something and it makes me feel good, in the long run, I'm not talking about eating a cupcake and being like, oh my God, my toes are twinkling, and before I have to take a nap. Okay? If I eat something and it makes me feel good, all right, I don't need to be food shamed. I don't need to be carbohydrate shamed. Who the fuck has a problem with oatmeal and fruit? Fucking sitting there because eggs have protein. Well, yeah, you know, a lot of things have protein, and then you throw a bunch of shit on top of it, and then you're having a fucking heart attack. It wasn't an egg. It was an egg, and a breakfast burrito. You find me one goddamn fucking personal trainer out there that would tell you a breakfast burrito. I'm not talking a healthy one. I'm not talking a gluten-free one. I'm talking one that came off of a fucking food truck. There was a whole stack of them. All right, if I ate that fucking thing, all right, I would have fucking nosedived. We all know what a cute little nose I have. And the last thing you guys want to see is for me to do a faceplant. You only have to look at my giant, bald fucking white head, all right? Thank God I have a nose cute as a button, right in the center of it. It balances out my head, you know? I look like that clock. You know, when you ever see a clock, you can't quite make a decision on it. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you one thing. I gotta get me on the podcast, all right? Because for some reason, okay, my wife, she's a little artsy-fartsy. Okay? She's a little tipsy-wipsy. She's a little cutie-patootie. She wants to invest in art. I do not. I don't know anything about art other than the less it looks like what they say it is. If the person who painted it dies, then all of a sudden it's worth money. So she showed me a picture or something, right? And I'm like, all right. I go, what the fuck is that? She goes, you like this painting? And I'm like, no. She goes, you don't like it? Okay, now when your wife does that, that means you're gonna buy it. When she asks you your opinion, and you say, do you like this? When you say, no, I don't. When they go, why? Or, you don't like it? That means, that's basically, you ever see a boa constrictor? Fucking grab somebody. She just grabbed you, and now she's wrapping around. And every time you answer is like that fucking animal exhaling, and it just squeezes a little bit tighter until you pass out. Except, at least in those videos, the animal dies. But as the husband, you continue living. And you have to look at that thing hanging on your wall, or sitting in your living room, or fucking driving into your driveway that you didn't fucking want. So she's like, what do you think of that? I was like, I don't even know what the hell that is. And she's like, oh, it's I don't know, it's a parakeet or something. I go, that doesn't look like a parakeet. She's like, see, that's what I like about it. It's open for interpretation. And I'm like, well, see, that's what I don't like about it. Because it doesn't look like a parakeet. All right, just because everybody figured out how to draw a parakeet, in order to be different, you have to draw a parakeet that doesn't look like a parakeet. Now there's no rules. Right? And now I gotta buy this scribble-dibble horseshit. And I saw this whole fucking documentary, or maybe somebody told me about it in a bar, I can't remember what, was saying what bullshit the fucking art scene is. That it's basically, there's like 4 or 5 families that have invested in art, and they move the market, just like the stock market. I don't want to get involved in that shit. But here's the thing. What do I want to do? Do I want to not? You know, I'm going to stick to my guns this time. I already know she's going to get it. She's going to get that fucking goddamn parakeet sitting there.
That's one angry man.
know you look the other way. I know you long for something new. So there you're wasting all your days.
does everyone already have their trash out? No one work today? Alright, where the fuck can I park? They deep. Ride around in circles. Is it the second or fourth Friday? We'll see. You usually can tell how many people there are. So park there at this hour. Whip across, yeah. Dude, you know what kills me? Is I'm going to I'm gonna get back to my house and there's gonna be a parking spot right out front. Guaranteed. Yeah, so people are fighting over these spots, which means, well, maybe not. We'll take one and we'll check on the old cell phone. It's the second and fourth Friday. So when they do street cleaning. And hey, tomorrow is the third. Double check on this app I got. good to go. Double check. Bring it in a little closer. I don't like where I'm sitting. This guy's pretty far up the line. I'm not your boy. Gotta carry groceries. Fucking blocks. Wrong end. The website says I have until next Friday. 72 hours, but you know they don't check on the weekends, so. I think we're in good shape. I think we're in good shape.